Ice Cube had the greatest 5-year run in hip-hop's history. Now some of you may disagree, but from 1988 to 1992, Ice Cube went on a breathtaking run that spawned legendary records such as Death Certificate and Straight Out of Compton. He would also go on to inspire a new generation of rappers with his social and political commentary, delivered in an incisive and gritty manner, all done within that 5-year period. This will be the start of a mini-series looking at other rappers who have viable claims to have had strong or legendary 5-year runs in the game. Comment down below on who you think had the greatest 5-year run in hip-hop, and also state the years you think they dominated. Being born in Los Angeles and coming up in an environment that was heavily infused with disco and electro dance music, nobody ever saw that LA would introduce to the world one of the best rappers ever, and also a rapper that dropped consistent masterpieces year after year. 1988 was the start of Ice Cube's insane 5-year run, but what led up to that was writing Eazy-E's iconic song, Boyz in the Hood, in 1987. The song was originally meant for HBO, a group that had recently signed to Ruthless Records, but due to them rejecting the song and Ice Cube not being present in the studio, Dr. Dre and DJ Yella persuaded and walked Eazy-E through the entire recording process. The final product, brought about by Eazy-E's distinctive voice and persona, was one that showed gangster rap was a mainstay in California, after Ice-T had also released his own critically acclaimed song, 6 in the Morning, the year before. Boyz in the Hood most definitely helped solidify Ice Cube's penmanship in the early Los Angeles rap scene. It does have to be mentioned as well that Schoolie D from Philadelphia had the first gangster rap song ever when he released PSK in 1985. You can check out my video on Schoolie D, where we go further in depth on his career in that historic song. Heading into 1988, Ice Cube returned to LA from Arizona, where he had received a diploma for architectural drafting as a backup in case his hip-hop career didn't take off. When Ice Cube returned, he made sure he put his all into NWA and became one of the main writers alongside MC Ren and the DOC for NWA's debut studio album, Straight Out of Compton. The recording process for their debut album took place at the Audio Achievement Studio in California, and this allowed Ice Cube to consistently work on bettering his lyrics, as this time it was him that was going to be rapping and help NWA establish themselves as one of the greatest groups ever. It's also no secret that Ice Cube, alongside MC Ren and DOC, would write Eazy-E and Dr. Dre's lyrics. However, AllMusic magazine states, still, even Eazy and Dre, alike Cube and Ren, each brings a distinct delivery and character, making NWA altogether stand out from imitators. On August 8th, 1988, NWA released their debut studio album, Straight Out of Compton, and Ice Cube instantly introduces all the listeners to his menacing and unforgiving world in LA by rapping his iconic lines, Straight Out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube, from the gang called Niggas with Attitude. Ice Cube then continues to show the world his different style and personality compared to any other rapper that was out at that time, and his menacing lyrics in the first verse illuminate the harsh realities of life on the streets of LA's inner cities. The LA Times newspaper says, to appreciate this remarkable, disturbing album, you have to approach it for what it is, a no-holds-barred audio documentary of ghetto life. On NWA's most notorious song ever, Fuck the Police, Ice Cube goes on to show his reality of that ghetto life, a reality that represents the frustration and anger towards the Los Angeles Police Department that had been building in the black community. Ice Cube states that he was inspired to write Fuck the Police as a way to release his aggression due to the constant harassment and beatings from LAPD. The controversial lyrics against the police resulted in the FBI sending a warning letter to NWA, claiming the lyrics led to violence on the police force. Ice Cube continued impressing in his first full year as an artist, but this time it was behind the scenes as he would help write lyrics on Eazy-E's 1988 debut solo studio album, Easy Does It, an album that would go on to be certified platinum just 7 months later.
Oh, check it out. Yo, this is D. I want to say what's up out there to my DV Posse family, and I want to thank Ice Cube for letting me hang out in his crib. I want to thank Moms, the DOC, Get Better Doc. I want to thank Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, Ren, the rest of the Ruthless Posse.
So
Low Profile in the house, Jinx, Trey, you know what I'm saying? And hang out with me next week for another special guest, surprise secret. You know it's gonna be fly. And we get ready to watch Ice Cube get his butt beat on Nintendo.
For Ice Cube, 1989 gave him the chance to tour the country with his friends, but also gave him the chance to lay down one of the best verses of 1989 on the DOC song, The Grand Finale. Ice Cube takes a more braggadocious and self-revering angle on this verse by letting the world know in his famous gritty flow he feels he is the best rapper in the world at that moment in time.
I don't like the manager because he wasn't paying me my money.
That's the bottom line.
Bottom line, that's it. No more NWA. No more NWA questions.
In December 1989, Ice Cube would leave NWA due to several creative and personal differences. For example, the money he had received from Jerry Heller did not match the amount of work he had put in during the few years he was with the group, including writing 2 albums and a nationwide tour. Therefore, the story of Ice Cube and the world's most dangerous group ended there. Ice Cube wasted little time in trying to put together his solo debut album. Originally, Cube wanted Dr. Dre to produce the album for him, as the two were still close after Ice Cube's departure from the group. However, Eazy-E and Jerry Heller blocked Dr. Dre from producing the album, which then led to Ice Cube linking up with his longtime friend and cousin of Dr. Dre, Sir Jinx. Cube and Sir Jinx worked on several songs for the album. However, Ice Cube still wanted a different type of sound and production for his first solo project, a more rugged East Coast sound, and this is where Ice Cube reunited with Chuck D from Public Enemy. Chuck D told Vlad TV, "It all starts on tour. Public Enemy is playing. NWA is opening up. Public Enemy and Stetsasonic were the first groups to embrace everybody outside of New York. So Ice Cube comes out of that mix of having a relationship with me as an older brother, as an MC, as a performer."
All right, now didn't you work on a song on their album, Fear of a Black Planet?
Yeah.
Burn Hollywood Burn.
Burn Hollywood Burn.
How was that working with Kane and Chuck?
Well, it was cool. It was kind of spur of the moment because when I flew back to talk about my album, they was gonna do it. And I was kicking it with Kane, which is crazy. I want to give peace out to Kane. But I was kicking it with him, and Chuck had called. And Chuck was like, "Kane, when you gonna do the record?" And Kane was like, "Well, let's do it." Then Chuck asked for me, and he asked me that I want to do a little verse on it, So I said, "Yeah." That's why my verse so short. It was so spur of the moment.
All right, then we'll be.
Public Enemy invited Ice Cube to feature on Burn Hollywood Burn from their 1990 album, Fear of a Black Planet. This recording marked one of the first times in which MCs from different rap crews collaborated, as Big Daddy Kane was also included in the song.
New video, world premiere, Ice Cube, Who's the Mac?
America's Most Wanted.
Yeah, America's Most Wanted is my first solo album. I did it in New York with the Bomb Squad.
Which is
Keith Shockley, Eric Sattler, Hank Shockley, and Chuck D. And I did it with my boy Jinx. He's somewhere around here.
Yeah, so how was it working with PE?
It was real cool, because they real down to earth, and the bottom line is to come out with funky tracks. So they don't care about what all the...
Ice Cube enlisted the help of Public Enemy's production team, the Bomb Squad, to help produce his hotly anticipated debut solo album. And on May 16th, 1990, Ice Cube released America's Most Wanted, an album that was a critical and commercial success, and also one of the defining hip-hop albums of the 1990s. On America's Most Wanted, Ice Cube goes deep into the issues of ghetto life, drug addiction, poverty, and police brutality. He also constantly attacks institutional racism, making it known that it has directly affected those living in the inner cities of LA. The Washington Post wrote what everybody was thinking when the album was released. Ice Cube has now proven that he was NWA's crucial element. His delivery is even more self-assured than it was when he dissed every cop in the nation. The album was certified platinum 4 months after its release, and it showed that Ice Cube was one of the best lyricists to come out of the West Coast. Ice Cube continued to capitalize on his newfound success as a solo artist by releasing the legendary EP Kill at Will in December 1990. The EP would go down in history as it became the first EP ever to go platinum, with records such as Jackin' for Beats and Endangered Species helping it become successful. However, it's the final song, I Gotta Say What's Up, that caused the most controversy, as Ice Cube shouts out his fellow MCs in the game and shows love to his friends in the industry, but then also disses NWA in response to the group dissing Ice Cube on their 1990 EP, 100 Miles and Running.
It's Ice Cube on Pump It Up. I got all suckers 100 miles and running.
Like to give a shout out to the DOC.
Y'all can't play.
That was their mentality, sensationalism.
Sister D, always in the middle of controversy right here on Pump It Up.
Ice Cube's momentum only grew stronger with the release of his 1991 album, Death Certificate, an album that had huge commercial success, debuting at number 2 on the Billboard chart, selling 105,000 copies in its first week. This album again went deep into the realities of Cube's environment in LA, but because of political contents in the album, it became the source of both critical acclaim and much controversy upon its release. Most notably on the album was the song No Vaseline, a diss track fully aimed at NWA.
Power economically and socially, are you advocating a separation of African Americans?
Not at all. I'm advocating unity. That's all I'm advocating is unity, for us to love ourselves and love each other, and be able to fit into this society that we were kidnapped into.
On November 17th, 1992, Ice Cube released his third studio album, named The Predator. It debuted as the #1 album in the world, selling 193,000 copies in its first week. This gave Ice Cube his first #1 album in his career.
Rodney King, I mean, that doesn't surprise me, because I've seen it, I just didn't have my video camera, you know what I mean? So that type of stuff happens every single day, exactly like that, you know, to a lot of good people, you know, not just to people that's on the criminal tip trying to survive, but everyday working people that happens to. You know, the police, you know, they're not from the area, so they don't care about the area or the people in it. You know, there's a lot of good people that's in the black inner cities, but they get overshadowed by the negative.
The Predator came out just a few months after the 1992 LA riots, with many songs on the album commenting on the growing racial tension within America at that moment in time. However, the song that many felt showed the other side of Los Angeles, the good side, was the song It Was a Good Day. Ice Cube told the Independent newspaper, "The inspiration was my life at the time. I was at the top of the rap game. It was the summer of 1992 and I was in a hotel room, really in a state of euphoria. I had all the money I had dreamed of. I was in a good frame of mind, and I remember thinking, okay, there's been riots. People know I will deal with that. That's a given. But I rap all this gangster stuff. What about all the good days that I had?" Ice Cube was most definitely on top of the world, as Entertainment Weekly magazine said, "The Predator is Ice Cube's strongest, most cohesive work yet." During his run in the early 90s, Ice Cube also made the seamless transition into the movie industry. He showcased his acting skills in the critically acclaimed film Boyz in the Hood, which was released in 1991. Cube's natural acting ability led to more movie opportunities, this time writing and starring in the culturally impactful film Friday. The film's success propelled Ice Cube into the realm of Hollywood stardom, but most importantly, as a beacon of light in Black America. Ice Cube's incredible 5-year run wasn't just about his individual accomplishment. It had a profound cultural impact, using his platform to spark conversations about societal issues and racism, and therefore paving the way for future generations of artists to do the same. His meteoric rise from his NWA days to his amazing solo career, combined with groundbreaking performances on the big screen, shows that Ice Cube has a strong case for his 5-year run between 1988 to 1992 as being the greatest in hip-hop history.